Yes. Yes. Okay. So today we are going to talk about mail order entry. Okay, so I told you today we are going to talk about mail order entry. Yes. This how we find it when we go to group 44. The option number 2, yes. In option number 2, we do the manual order entry, but we also receive the orders which are coming via EDI. So row 2, and the first screen is displaying all the EDI messages that arrive to the system and are coming in the mailbox because of different reasons, yes. Some reason could be that we set up in the contract that we want to receive it in mailbox, or it could be that the delivery data is not matching and that's why it's coming into our mailbox, and some other reasons, yes, which we are going to talk about in our next session. So in order to be able to enter a manual order, we have to press in this screen the S9 key function. And now, can you hear? Yes. So now we are in a screen which is very similar to our screen for the contracts. If you're in this screen, if I hit enter, then you get display all the contracts that you have with part numbers and customers. So you also have here the S3 for the action. You remember I showed you yesterday you can select your contract to a planner, to a person in charge, the assigned to this person, or only if required. In this case, I will say I want to see the only ones which have got a requirement. Same display here is like we saw yesterday that you have 3 views. These 3 where you can see that we have a requirement. In this case, FAB is for call-off, and our is for delivery schedules. Yes. It is also possible that, if you remember, I told you that this L means delivery schedules, yes? But in this case, you have here a delivery schedule, but you have got also call-offs, yes? So in this case, for this kind of contract, you are receiving delivery schedule and you are also receiving call-offs. That's why you can see here is both. If I press F10, see how my screen is changing. I have different information like the description and the customer part number, like the description, the type of the requirement and the requirement quantity, and so on. The information is changing according to the SView key. So here in F8, if you are supplying RAM, you can get them displayed here. I go back. Sorry, I went back with F12 left the program. Yes, I have to go back with F1. So I go into the program again. F9, enter, so I get displayed my contract, and then we continue with F9. In F9, I go back to my EI mailbox to see messages that I have in the mailbox. With F9 again, I go to the contract so that I can enter orders. As you might know, this one means that the contract is blocked, okay? So here, more information, like the S18, this is shift and S6, yes? And you get displayed this small window where you can do a search for deliveries. You can search for deliveries for a certain part number, or look for deliveries for a customer number or with a packing slip number. But if you put a packing slip number, make sure you put the correct date or no date at all, so that the system finds it. You can also look for random number, and yes, here, for example, let's say this is the 10th. That's today. The 10th. Sorry. First January 10th until February. That's 1 month. Yes. If I press here enter, all the deliveries during this period of time, so I can get display deliveries for 1 week or for one specific part number and so on. Yes. So this one in this mask with Shift F6, you can look for deliveries. Okay. So again, Shift F6. I'm looking for deliveries. I press enter, and when I get displayed my deliveries, I can see the information about the part number, the customer, the delivery number, the date, the quantity, and the relative number. I can play with a number 5, the detail of the delivery, and in this case here you have different information. You have your header as usual, always your part number, internal part number, and your customer and your shipping address. Yes, then you have also general information that like the sales clerk, the person in charge, the status of the invoice. That means that this delivery was completed and the invoice was printed. Yes. We also have here when it was booked, when it was printed, and all information for payment, for master data that has been shipped, and so you have all this information here. You are here in one delivery, okay? So delivery, you the further information for the delivery, do the collect shipment. There you consignment number. If you need to resend maybe a delivery note EDI, with this number you can resend it. And with F1 I back, I cannot get the state in this screen. The content, that means containers that were used to delivery, yes, and the ones that were sent in the EDI. In this case, we see that we had 3 these are for each. I go back one. You cannot see any additional text if added. In this thing level, and Shift F8, you can see who created this delivery and who last changed this. Okay, now I go back with F1, and go back to the screen where I get displayed all my part numbers, where I have contract with a customer and a shipping point. So here I will put, for example, an X, so that you can see all the different options that we can use in this screen. For example, we get displayed the different shipping that we have for this customer. If we have some others, the B would be deliveries specific for this number for the customer and this shipping point. I go back, and in this one, if you go with B, you see your deliveries. With you can get displayed then the type of this delivery, and you can also get display containers that you used for this delivery and additional information. Now I go one, and in this case, as you can see, we do not have where we can see further information for the delivery. Why? Because this one is a delivery which was cancelled. Yes. If I go into this delivery which was done and invoiced, Then you see that here I do have the F9 shipment date. That means the additional information for the shipment with the consignment number. Yes? Here we have it because this delivery was completely done, and here we don't have the F9 because this delivery was canceled. Okay, so we continue then. We have a 1 and a number 2, which is both the same. So I can access my contract in order to create an order. You have a number 5, which is just to display the cost orders. And this screen is also important to see what information you have. You have your part number, your customer, and your shipping point. You have the last deliveries that you have done displayed here with the cumulative number. With the last delivery, delivery note on the date of last delivery. And you also have, that's the last order. And you have the requirement. So very important, in cases, I will go back and look if we have here something like this, for example. If I go here with a number 5, as you can see, we have call off and it's a delivery schedule. If I display my order, I would see here the orders, and here with the F3, here I could say I want to see only the delivery schedule, which is the default value, or I want to see only the call-offs. Then you could put here number 2, and then you would get displayed only call-offs if you have some information. In this case, we have no yes. Let's select with F3 only when requirement, and then we will see it better. Here we have call-offs and we have delivery schedule. With number 5, I get displayed this. You can see with F3 what is being displayed. In this case, as I changed that before, it's only displaying the call-off, in this case, the number 2. And if I put here number 1, I get displayed the delivery schedules. And I can also press again F3, and I can also say I like to see both of them, the delivery schedule and the call-off, and then you would get displayed both over here. Okay, so this is the way you can get displayed your orders when you choose your count number 5. Okay, so we also have as options 6 and 9 and question mark. So for 6 would be to look, it's the same screen where you can look for deliveries. The number 7 is also to add a mail order. In this case, with the number 7, I would create a call-off, yes, a single order, and with the number 1, what I can my entry would be a schedule. In this case, it's the same because here I got an example for Nissan, which is sending you random numbers. Yes, so this was not the best example. But if I go with 1, then this is the screen that you normally get displayed when you have a delivery schedule. With number 7, this would be the screen that you get displayed when you want to add all of. Okay, so remember, when you want to enter a manual order, you can do both. You can add a delivery schedule with a number 1, or you can enter a call-off with the number 7. Okay. Also, you have here the function question mark to display your info tool if you want to see further information about this part number. But now with F1, and now I would like to show you how to create reschedule. So, Manuel, with number 1, write a test number. Can I add a customer order for this part number?
Early in the morning, we'll call Germany.
Yeah, just a test. Yeah.
Yes,
number.
it's just test. Yes. So then I can add something. Thank you. So I selected with the number 1 and press enter. And the first screen that I get displayed has got following information, which is the part number, the customer, and the shipping point, always very important. And then here we have a header. We have the last deliveries that we have done for this part number and the cumulative number. We have other information about the part. If we have got some production orders for this task, the lot size and lead time is additional information that you get displayed here. Some material allocated in orders. The stock of hands you could get displayed here and current deliveries. Then you get here further information about the contract and the conditions. And for example, the lot number, the date, and cumulative. So this information for manual entry, you don't need it. This information that we will see in the next session is important in case of EDI orders. Yes. Then you have here your contract number, which is coming from the contract here. In this screen, then I get information about the orders and the shipments and stocks. Then press here, and this is just a test that you get always when you want to add customer order. Again, then you have this change C standard variant. That means you could change the standard variant of the packaging. I'm not really sure if you use this option. Yeah. To use one? Fran?
I'm here with it. Anybody else familiar with it?
I have never seen customers with this information here. You know, that's what I am asking you. So you may not need it. We could do this is not anymore here. If that's something that you need. But that's just a comment. You can let me know if you want to know how to delete this, so that you don't have to press enter more times. So now I press enter again, and the screen where I can add my schedule. Yes, we have got again the header information, the release number, the old one. Here you would see what was ordered last time, the order list number and the date, and here on the right you will do the manual entry. For example, let's say this is the order for 2, and this is an order for today. Exactly. Then we put a date, for example, for tomorrow. Quantity 100 again. Yes. Here you could put a sign with a chart. You could put a planning flag. Yes. Planning flag you can add if you don't put anything at all. It's a release date, but you can also use, for example, planning flag S for planned month date, or a P just for planned. So maybe the first 10 orders are release date, but the next ones are just planned dates. And so you can put these planned flags manually as well. In EDI, you receive these planned flags in the message, and you could dock. Yes. So this is my new order. I went to 150 because it always 100. So now I add all my dates and my quantities. When I ready, then I press enter again. And now you get display. The screen don't have here key functions. You have to press here F7. I don't see the key functions here. This is something. I don't know why this is like this. I will write it down. But in this, then with F7, I will press F7, and then you can create or set your order. Yeah. And here you can see what was the last one, the requirement, the new requirement that I just added, and the cumulative number is changing, and the difference quantity which was added here. Yes. And here I just have to press enter. And now I have added 150 pieces. Yes. So I go back number 1, then you will see exactly this before, but in this case I have 150. What happened here? I just added a new date, but didn't take the one that was already ordered. Yeah. So that means I erased the order that was there, the 111 requirement, and I added a new one. In case you have here, for example, more than one date, you can transfer this to order. First, you put the new order number, for example, the month, the date, and the year. Press F9. Yes, key F9. And what happens when I press the F9? I am copying everything that I've got here. In this case, it's only one position, so it is taking this to the right. So now I will add some other positions, 02, 15. For day, then press F7 to see my new order, and here you can see again the requirement that was added, the cumulative number, and the difference quantities. Yes, in this case it is displaying difference 50, 100, and 25, and 25, and this one not, because this was already ordered before. I go again into my order, and now you can see that here the new order with the 4 positions. So again, if I want to add a new one, F9 and transfer all these ones here. Okay, remember you have to transfer it, because you just enter here the new date and quantity, then the old order will be erased. Okay, so very important. Now I'm going back with F1 because I don't want to issue order anymore. Okay, so that would be regarding your manual orders for delivery schedules. If I with 5, I can say, well, F3, what am I getting displayed? I am getting displayed now both delivery schedules and call-offs. Yes, call-offs, I don't have call-offs, but I have, then I would see it here. Now I got back with F1, and I would like to add a call-off manually. Yes, in order to add a call-off manually, I have to put here, to select here with the number 7. Enter, and then I get displayed as before, with all the information about the load and the stock, from contact and so on. Here you can add some information like critical stock, leave it blank or K for critical. Then you have this usage flag. You can here set up as a clock. You can set up here if it's a prototype, a sample, or nota or series part. And another information that you could add deadline, code VA. Okay, then you have this information. So here, another, you have information for the EDI when you receive an EDI message. And what I do is to press enter. And is the way I can add a. So as you can see, the screen is very similar. Release number and the date. 10:15. Add the date again. 10:15. The time because it's a call and the quantity. Yes. Here you could add the planning flags and those. So now I press enter. Then I 7. You get displayed your deadline or your date, and you get displayed the time. The relative cumulative quantity, because we had before some or difference, which is displaying, okay, these are new requirements. If I don't have difference here, then it's not a new requirement, okay? And then enter. I will go again with 7, select it with 7 again. So the way it would look like, and it is exactly the same as with the schedule, that you want to answer the requirements. In this case, for example, as you can see, in this case, you do have the function keys, yes, and the other, in delivery schedules, you don't have this information at the bottom. It's something that we have to check, yes. But anyway, then I can use FN call to new. So that means the old order is to be taken as new. Yes. So F9, and then information I can commit the information. If I new requirement, press enter, then send to update. See here the difference, the quantities, the new requirements, the other ones are not displayed here because they are old requirements. Then I press enter. So now when I go, I select with 5, sorry, there, select 3, and then I say here 3, then I get displayed my loss and delivery schedule.
What is the meaning for a call-off schedule?
Call-off is is in order. That means a delivery schedule is being sent so that you know, for example, for week 1 they need 500 pieces, week 2 500 pieces, and so on. And the call off is split out this the schedule quantity in more specific dates. That means I have a delivery schedule for 500 for Monday, for my week 1, for example, and then I get a call off where it's saying, okay, I need 200 pieces on Monday, 200 pieces on Tuesday, and 100 pieces on Friday. And you can even do it more specific if you write the time, like at 15 hours or 12 hours. That's why you have the time field there. And that is the difference between a delivery schedule and a call-off. Is it?
Yeah, so it will be like a weekly or like an 8:30 and the call-off like an 8:62?
To have a look because I don't know exactly the codes for this, but I can tell you the 862 is the call-off, yes, and then 8 would be the delivery schedule, yes. Oh, I don't know them exactly. I need my code table because in Europe they work mostly with VBA and EDIFACT and not with ANSI. But that's it. The call-off would be the 862 and delivery schedule would be the 830. Okay.
Thank you.
So, and here in this display where you say F3, I want to see both delivery schedules and call-off. I go with F1. Here you see delivery schedule dates, and here you see the call-off. Yes, and then the total differences. So this is information that you can get displayed both of them together, or if you if you just want the delivery schedule or just the call-off to get displayed. Okay. So. For the month order entry, we can add delivery schedules with select number 1 and selecting with number 7. Yes, as long as the fair enough that it's a delivery schedule. Remember, we also yesterday that we have delivery schedules and we also have single orders. Yes. If you remember yesterday, we were talking about contract management. Contract, I can set up the planning mode, which is delivery schedule, or single orders or single order with contract, which is basically the same. The number 3 just must match with the contract, the price. Yes? So you can see here you have in this is the example that I got before. You set up, this is a delivery schedule, and you also set up that you want to have dates. Yes? You will have here the option, if you remember yesterday, that you have week dates or mixed deadlines. Okay? So this means when I do the order entry in the group 44, option 2, F9, and exactly this contract with you will see that as you set up, they have this field with digits, so that you can put a date. If you select in the contract week dates, then you would only have 4. Yes, week 0, 1, 15, and so. Okay, so that's why we see here a date with 6 numbers and not 4, for example. So maybe if you see some or where you say, why is here only 4? It's because in the contract it's set up to with dates, okay? Mixed, if you would like to have it mixed, okay? I go back to F1 with F1 and seeing how to create manual orders for kettles and call-offs. So the next one is manual orders for single orders, which is the plan mode. Yes. In case we have here an E for single orders, which is also coming from the German language, yes? But this is for single orders. Now let's see how to create an order for a single order. I click with number 1. I get the first screen with information about the last deliveries, and also information about stock hand and general information. I can press here enter again, please enter, and I get here a different mask than the ones that you have seen before I showed you. Yes, in this mask you have to add manually your single order. Is it for you clear what is the difference between a delivery schedule and a single order? Can you see the difference between a delivery schedule and a single order? No idea. A delivery schedule
every time. It's a different PO number every time.
Yes, it's a different PO order, if you want to say it like that. That means each requirement is a different order, a different number. And the delivery schedule, the order number will always be the same one. And it is only going to be changed the dates and the quantities, okay? So normally you work with delivery schedules and cut-offs, but if you also have customers with single orders, then you select the contract with the number 1, you get to this screen, and then here you can press 6 to create a new single order. So I press 6, and then get displayed this script where I can type in the order number, the date of the order number, then you can set up what order type, if you are oversupply in percentage, supply shortage in percentage, and the order type with a question mark. You can see if it's a release date, that would be this planning flag that you have in delivery schedules. If it's a release date or a product release plan, and so on. I go back with F1. If you would like to add a text in the packing slip, you can allocate it individually to the order. Yes, that means if you create a new single order where you don't want to have printed the text, then you don't put it here. If you want to print a specific text here with a question mark, you can select the text to be printed for this delivery note for this single order from the modules. Okay, I go back with F1. If any, then you just leave it like that. And then say here, okay, for example, the date for the, this is the date of the order, and this is the date of the requirement. Okay, 02 or 15. You could have more than one, yes, in one that could have 2 or positions. as well this stuff, and here you could accept shift work cycle. This is acknowledgement codes, yes. Accepted or back ordered or any other note that you would like to add here. So now I press enter, then my data is already there, and now I update it with F7. Yeah, but I guess in this case I'm not going to update it as we are in a real part number. I didn't pay attention because our example was a delivery schedule. So in this case, I will press F7, but I will show you the old view you could display here and the contract. Yes, with Shift F6, you can display the contract available for this single order. Go back with F1 so that I do not create any order. At the moment when I press F7, then would get displayed here my single order. I will go back with F1 and I will check if we have got any order with requirement so that you have a look at this, that it looks like. So the first mask, and this is the way, and you can, oh sorry, with that, then you would see the PO line here. In this case, you did not put a PO line, which is not necessarily, but then it is taking the purchase order number and then the date and the quantity. Okay, so you would just get displayed the order. Yes, just get displayed. You cannot change anything. With the number 1, you can edit the position. Okay. Now F1, I don't have to change anything as it's real system. And that's it, how we can enter manual orders for delivery schedules, costs, and single orders. Any questions? Here, for example, we have got this one with M. It might be, sorry. So also a single order, but be number 3 with the contract, with the check up. Yes, I will display the contract so that we can. Okay, but here we see only the price agreement, okay, and I don't want to see the price agreement, so I want to see the contract itself. See the part number. $4509. This number. And this one is the contract. I see the M is 4, then 3, which is single order with contract. Okay, so we have got, then I go back to the orders. Number 2 is 9, and so you have delivery schedules. Single orders is the number 2, and one with M is the single order with contract. Yes, like this one.
I should know the two orders. But I owe you on Spanish.
Yes, no problem.
Que donde metas de forma manual la orden de compra, ¿esa en cuál era?
La entrada de órdenes es en el grupo 44, la opción número 2. Entras con el 2 y primero que te muestra es el mailbox de los mensajes que llegaron vía EDI, que por alguna razón caen en el mailbox, porque tú puedes poner en el contrato, quiero que llegue el mailbox porque primero lo quiero verificar, o porque a lo mejor llega el mailbox porque los datos del último envío no cuadran con tu último envío. Por esas razones podría, pero vamos a hablar de esto en la próxima sesión. Entonces, para meter pedido manual tienes que presionar F9 y entonces ya estás en esta pantalla donde puedes meter un delivery schedule con un 1 y esta es la pantalla, o puedes meter un call off con 7. En este caso, por ejemplo, cuando entro como call off con 7, como es Honda, y con Honda tenemos un eso específico para Honda, lo que es que nos muestra sí, porque con Honda se trabaja con RAM. ¿Qué es lo que hace que esta pantalla cambie? ¿Sí? No recuerdo si aquí puedo ver el contrato. No. Con Customer Supplier, Display Drawing. No. Ok, vamos a ver este número de parte. ¿Por qué aquí esta pantalla así y no se ve como la otra de la vez anterior donde hago call off? Porque en el contrato, ahora me estoy yendo a los contratos en 4509, si veo el número de parte y veo el contrato, veo que aquí el processing es 9 Toyota. ¿Sí? Por eso me muestra a la hora de meter pedido con los otra pantalla diferente. Anteriormente yo les había mostrado cuando es, por ejemplo, este mismo, creo, no sé si es Honda. Por ejemplo, aquí 100.7, ¿ves? Es otra pantalla. ¿Sí? ¿Por qué esta pantalla aquí con 7? Porque este es un número de parte que tiene un contrato con proceso estándar. Vamos a ver el contrato. Entonces, y el processing estándar. Por eso cambia la pantalla, porque para Honda se trabaja con números RAM. ¿Sí? Proceso estándar no hay RAM, sino solamente call off. ¿Ok?
Ok.
¿Alguna otra duda?
Nada más, me quedó también dudas de cuando decía single order, es que esa pantalla no la había visto, en la 0244.
4402 F9. Lo que es un delivery schedule.
Okay.
Un L es el 2 y el M es el 3. ¿Sí? Por aquí tienes alguno con M. Que 3 sería el M. ¿Qué significa este L, M o E? Si me voy a ver a los contratos, en el 45, 9, si el contrato va a ser que perdón.
Ah,
¿Sí?
no, cortando. Sí.
No, bueno, no se escuchaba.
Sí. Ok. Sí me escucharon que el número 1 es para delivery schedule. 1, delivery schedule, y aquí es una L. El número 2, o la E, tiene E porque aquí en Planning Mode pusimos un 2, que es single order. Recuerden, ayer les comenté que aquí está mal la traducción de la tabla, porque realmente no es blanket order, sino single order. ¿Okay? Entonces, el número 2 es para single order y C como una E. Y en el caso donde tengo una M, por ejemplo, la tiene porque el planning mode aquí es 3, que es single order con contrato. ¿Okay? Por eso es que tenemos las diferentes letras L, M y E, porque depende del planning mode que pusimos en el contrato. ¿Ok?
¿Y qué es lo que hace ese planning mode M, por ejemplo?
Lo que hace ese planning mode, por ejemplo, el número 1 es un delivery schedule, que ya vimos cómo meto un pedido para delivery schedule o para un call-off. ¿Ok? Ese es el número 1. El número 2, en el número 2 lo que puedo agregar no es delivery schedule, sino un single order. Voy a mostrar con requerimiento un single order. Por ejemplo, aquí había una. Si en pantalla, ve que es diferente la pantalla, ¿sí? Porque esta pantalla son single orders. Eso significa que normalmente en un delivery schedule tienes un order number y tienes diferentes fechas y cantidades. Con un order tienes un número de orden, una fecha y una cantidad. Número de orden, fecha y cantidad. Número de orden, fecha y cantidad. A eso se refiere el planning mode número 2, que es single orders. ¿Y cuál es la diferencia con el planning mode número 3, que también es single order, pero con contrato? ¿Sí? Aquí no cambia. Sí, no cambia. Si te fijas, tienes un order number, date and quantity, order number, date and quantity. Lo único es que el que es con contrato, a la hora de hacer la factura, el sistema revisa el precio del contrato, ¿sí? Y tiene que ser el precio que está acordado en el contrato. Con los otros puedes cambiar el precio y el sistema no te va a decir nada, pero en este caso sí no dejaría el sistema hacer factura si quieres cambiar el precio. Esa es la diferencia entre E y M, single order with contract. ¿Ok?
Gracias.
¿Alguna otra duda?
No.
Okay. Any other questions? Is there would like to see regarding manual orders entry? We have seen, as normally we have seen manual order entry for delivery schedules, for clocks, and for single orders, and single orders with contract check. Yeah, and depending also on the process that you set up in the contract, if it is a process Honda or a process run or a standard process, it might change this screen for the manual entry of the orders. So far? So then, Brian?